Hello everybody, this is Glenda with Fralins and Friends. I hope you enjoyed the outing that we went on and showed you the park with all of the fun going on. It's so great just to be able to get out in nature, even in a park, and see not only people, but keeping that safe distance. You gotta keep the safe distance right now, but yet you still have that ability to smile and wave and just know they're there. So today I have a little bit left of that trip, and I'm going to start where we left off, and then I'm going to show you the rest. So please do subscribe, click that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Okay, back to the history lesson. In 1981, when I graduated from nursing school and had my practical nursing license, I went to work here at what was called then the Lutheran Hospital. It's now called Parkview Center, unless they've changed that again. In 1982, it closed. I got a call one day, don't come to work. We're closing our doors. A lot of us were really upset because we thought that it was the uppity doctors that didn't want to come here, although there were 4 or 5 of the older doctors who did. It turned out that it was the funds had been mismanaged and they'd been in trouble for a while and didn't bother to tell us about it until it was too late. About 50 of us were put out of work, that is LPNs. LPNs did more back then. They were able to do a lot of stuff that only RNs do today. And now LPNs could actually do more than they used to then. So the gaps closed somewhat. But I was lowest man on the totem pole, if you can imagine. I hadn't been there but less than a year. So I was out of work for quite some time because the rest of the jobs in town, the ones who had the seniority got them. So anyway, memories. We can go now. It wasn't a bad place to work. I loved all the people we worked with. It just wasn't well managed by the administration. Over the years, I've definitely lost my bitterness over that. His mom was here for 7 years. They said she'd probably only be here. They said they didn't think she'd live more than a few months at most, and maybe even not more than weeks, because she had heart failure. She was a brittle diabetic. She had heart failure. Her kidneys were going, I think they were at like 6% function. 7% function, and she was losing her eyesight. In fact, she did finally lose it. She would still write, though. She liked to write poetry, and they would give her a notepad or a notebook, or Russell, his brother would. He would give her a notebook, and she would just it was like crooked across the page, but you could still see where the lines were separated enough where you could decipher what she wrote. I've got a folder of a lot of those poems. A lot of them were published in the local newspaper. They do not publish poetry anymore, which kind of irritated me because I had quite a few in there as well. And the guy who who managed that was a little upset too. But when bigger paper bought them out, they decided that the Poets Corner was not so important. So that was that. Anyhow, we're gonna go get something to eat and drink. My whistle is dry. See? That really wasn't a lot left over, was it? I think what I'll do is I'm going to pull out some pictures, some more images of nature, because for those of us who are stuck in town or stuck in cities, it's just really nice to see a horse running, or maybe even just a bird floating around in the water. Remember that even though this thing seems to have run like a televised rumor around the world, we're still us, and we're still able to reach out to one another even through here. And every one of us is in it. And keep God in your heart and love in your soul. Both. I'll see you Friday. Enjoy the little animals, God's creatures too.